Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Man United Agenda. And this is a special show. And the reason why I have a special show is because look at all the fantastic faces on. Today, we'll be discussing Premier League Team of the Season. So, guys, welcome to the channel. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Man United Agenda. Guys, it is absolutely fantastic. We've got a fantastic lineup tonight, but I don't want to get into the Man United Agenda because we're here every day, so no one wants to see our ugly face. So first of all, we'd like to welcome Jamie. Sir, welcome to the channel. A Liverpool fan, should we add on the Man United Agenda?
It's hard, man.
It's heartbroken. Heartbroken making his debut. You're welcome. John Sinclair, sir, big up, welcome. I watch quite a bit of you, actually. I got to say, you're always on Maisey's channel and I always tune in just on time. So welcome to the channel, sir.
Thank you very much indeed. And look, it's just a pleasure to be on your channel, guys, and giving to you all.
Thank you. Trek, listen, I've been hearing a lot about you, yeah? I hear from Brush, like you're one of the top guy out there. So listen, being an Arsenal fan, yeah? Big up, welcome to the channel. FC banter, now you finish above us, so come on now.
Hey, now appreciate you for inviting me on. Thank you. Just one thing about that intro, sort of Champions League in there.
Oh, you absolutely smashed it.
I'm glad you said it because as a Palace fan, I got no business calling that out.
I mean, do I really have any business calling it out? But you know,
no.
Don't worry, we'll be changing it soon, guys. We'll be changing it. And Rich, welcome to the channel, sir. Pleasure, absolutely. Finally have you on. We have spoken a few times on the phone and stuff, but it's absolute pleasure having you on the show. Welcome, Crystal Palace fan. If you haven't noticed, guys,
it shows how far we've come. That we're sitting at the table with the big boys. So yeah.
And guys, we got to say a massive welcome back to Ankit, a mighty Blue FC in the building, sir. Welcome. I know time zone is so different. And what is it, about 1 o'clock in your time?
No, it's just about midnight, it's just about fine. I can kind of still breathe it easy. But yeah, you know what I have to say, like I've said that earlier, but it's been a long time coming. And I know that we've been connecting a lot, but I think this is one of the finest panels that I've been on. And without a shadow of a doubt, I have the most fun on this channel. So people are not following the channel. Trust me, I'm missing out on lots. And two fantastic guys in Solo and OMONDI. Much respect. Looking forward to the chat. And now comes the banter. Chelsea, once their release gets in. Come on.
Don't worry. We won't mention Lukaku going on loan anytime soon. 97 million hitting back on loan. But Ankit, listen, at the end of the day, fantastic. Well, I'll say compared to the injury you guys had defensive-wise, that's why you probably didn't finish further or went on to win something major anyway. But guys, as we say, there's plenty of people in the chat. We did have a couple of videos. So everyone who's in chat who actually made a video, I'm really sorry, guys, but the video wasn't completed. So unfortunately, we cannot get the video up. But you can put your team, if you like, into the chat and we'll read them out. So first things first, how we all feeling, guys? How we just general sort of chat quickly. How we feeling about the show tonight? Do you think we're going to be bumping heads or all in agreements? And we got a Monday here. I don't know who on Monday is going to bump head with, but I know there's someone's going to be here who's bumping head with. So guys,
hey, I haven't got a reputation for that anymore. I've changed. I've seen the light, and the way we are at Man United right now, I can't say boo. So I'm gonna keep my mouth on the down low. I just want to say this is like a think tank of the greatest footballing podcast minds coming together. So assemble, people. It's like a Liverpool boot room, isn't it, Jamie? Getting together and coming together. and I think there's going to be no bias here as well. I know these lads, a couple of these lads, and they're great guys, as Ankit was saying as well. So it's nice to come together. Unfortunately, we can't do one of those, where we... Hey!
I got it up. All right.
Or whatever. But
you can do it. Everyone put your hands in. There you go.
Hey.
Anyway, I'm really looking forward to this, and I hope, even if we do bump heads, I'm sure it's going to be a great show and great viewing. So yeah, let's go.
Yep. Anything from anyone else before we kickstart the show, guys?
I'm just happy to be not talking about transfers for once. That's what I mean. With all of our clubs, we're talking about.
Young's killing me.
I mean, yeah, I totally agree, guys. It's just so much gone transfer at the minute, especially my club at the moment. I mean, linked to every single one, and it is such just this season our name just to jump the prices up every single hour, every single day. But look, for me, I'm just going to relax. I'm just going to sit back and I'm just going to enjoy it. Whoever we get, I'm going to back the player.
Exactly, and that's it. That's what we say. Apart from Harry Maguire, we don't back him. I don't back him right here.
Not you.
We'll sell him to you. We'll sell him to you, John, for roughly about 50 or 60 million.
Nah, yeah, mate. I'll pass on that, man. We just try and get Sven Botman if we can. Okay.
See, on Monday, no one wants Harry Maguire.
Yeah. Do you take installments then? Would you take installments?
Listen, I'll swap him for a packet of Mars bar and sort of a drink, mate. Can of Coke.
Keep Harry Maguire's name out of your effing mouths.
Thank you.
Oh, God.
I think it's only our team which kind of plays 3 at the back here. Not that I want him. I'm just putting it out there.
He's better in a 3, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can we, before we start, because obviously we're doing a Premiership Player of the Year, well, not Player of the Year, Team of the Year award, and we're basing it on a few factors. Who's the best, basically, who's had most impact in each position, who's had a lot of influence, and pound for pound as well. So a lot of factors that we have to base this on, and I think we will come with the right decision eventually. The first decision I think we had to make was about the formation. In the 80s, it would have been 4-4-2 standard, but we're now in a new era of the 4-3-3. So I think it's unanimous that we are going with a 4-3-3. Is that right, boys?
Yes, 4-3-3.
Yeah, can't have any other formation. None of this 3 at the back business. Leave it.
No,
Exactly, Ankit.
Even I have been kind of calling for even my club kind of wanting to change. Like, okay, fine, go back to 4-3-3. It's not working.
Only small teams play 3 at the back, and I.
We don't want to hear nothing about no quadruple or anything from you as well, yeah, Jamie.
It was only a double one for me.
It's a nice cup you're drinking from, but you only won 2 of them.
and they didn't score. Jamie, sorry, I had to put in that.
Oh, brilliant. Guys, so we're gonna go 4-3-3.
Yeah.
If there's a deadlock, I got the vote for it, guys, but please don't give me a deadlock on a Liverpool player because I'm not going to pick the Liverpool player. You do that, don't you? Now, I've got to be honest with you guys. But guys, welcome. So there's a lot of people in the chat. We'll read out some of the comments as well, guys. As we said, we did have a few videos to play, so I apologize for the videos, guys. That's not going to go up. So everyone who took the time out to actually do the video. So we've done an intro. Now we're going to start with goalkeeper. So goalkeeper wise, let's pick the panel, guys. I'm going to ask about the goalkeeper, and when we're discussing regarding the goalkeeper, I'm going to be putting you on solo screen to give the opportunity so people out there can actually see everyone on the screen, the panels. So let's start off Ankit. Ankit, your goalkeeper at the moment of the season, sir.
It again pains me to say, but I think probably it's going to be the entire team that I'm going to say the same line. But yeah, the fact is, like, let's be honest, you can argue, like, you can have some names like David Dia kind of saved United a lot of times this season, and you wouldn't kind of expect that at the beginning of the season, the way things went. But I have to say, like, again, Alisson, the way he's, kind of commanded that goalkeeping position for Liverpool. I think Liverpool this season, even last season, and from the time he scored that goal, and he did score a goal, we all remember that. And after that, like, he's really, risen in terms of confidence. There is a sense of calmness to the Liverpool backline. Of course, it helps with Van Dijk being back. But you have to say that Alisson over Edison for me, yes, both I think were tied on, I think the most number of clean sheets and the Golden Glove. But for me, Alisson is a better kind of all-rounded goalkeeper than Edison. So I'll go with Alisson for sure in terms of consistency. And like I said, he's more reliable in goal for me compared to Edison.
Brilliant. Thank you, sir. Check. Let's go to you next, sir. No Arsenal keeper, by the way, just because he had one or two good saves, yeah?
Hey, I have to give my honourable mention shout to Aaron Ramsdale, who has had a fantastic season in his first season. And of course, he had a little bit of a dip towards the end, I'd say. But for his first season, with all the talk around his name being brought in, with the price tag, Arsenal, we didn't need a goalkeeper. We obviously did. And we've improved our play from playing at the back. We've kept more clean sheets this season than we did last, even though a lot of people and our fellow Arsenal fans like to talk about that. So Aaron Ramsdale deserves an honourable mention, but I've got to agree with Ankit when you're talking about Alisson's impact. And that's what I'm going to be basing my team on. the impact that they have had for their team. And when you've seen players and teams come up against Alisson 1v1, he just has an aura and a presence about him. Playing out of the back, he's passing. Hasn't he got like a few assists as well? I remember there was at some stage they were saying like, oh, Alisson's got more assists than Sancho. So I know he's had a couple of assists to his name as well. So yeah, Alisson for me, 20 clean sheets as well.
Can I ask you about that dig as well? The little dig.
Sorry.
You know what? It's interesting because that's why I didn't even name Kepa there, because now that I did, I know. But I'm just kind of putting it out there. Mendy and Kepa are not in the conversation because I think that's the season Alisson had, to be very honest.
Oh wow, John.
Thank you. There's a few keepers been decent this season for me. I mean, you got SHAH. He's been outstanding his very first season. Alisson, opposite again. It would have been so easy to pick Alisson as the number one choice for me in the team of the season. But I got to go Aaron Ramsdale because he has surprised us this season. I know people's going to laugh at us, but he plays better from the back. It's been a lot of stick. He gets a lot of stick from other clubs as well. And plays out from the back well, makes some decent saves. And it's not easy going to a big club like Arsenal and make a name for yourself, really. But yeah, I agree with the last one there, that it drew it down as well. And look, at the end of the day, first season, I think it's been fantastic. I mean, it really has. I'm going to go Aaron Ramsdale for me.
Oh, wow. There you go. Someone, there you go. Look at that. He's like a round of applause. He's on it. He's on it. He's on it. He's on it. Let's go to...
This is quite easy.
Oh, here we go.
Alisson better. It's quite easy. It's quite easy. He's probably arguably the best goalkeeper in world football at the moment. He's the best goalkeeper in the Premier League. His distribution is the best in the Premier League because more goals come from him than any other goalkeeper in the Premier League as well. His one-on-one save percentage is 70%, which is ridiculous. There's just there's no better goalkeeper. Alisson is the best goalkeeper, and there has been some good goalkeepers this season. So at Wolves, big shout out. Ramsdale, Jesus Christ! I've never seen.
Why are you shaking your head?
Ramsdale's like a FIFA glitch. I've never seen a goalkeeper make easy saves look hard in my whole life. He makes the easiest save look like the hardest save. It's like he's Gordon Banks. It's just, and then when the actual goals that go past him, he should save. He lets in. He's such a weird goalkeeper. He's a highlight reel, ain't he? He's a camera save goalkeeper. That's what he is. But no, I don't think he's much better than Leno to be.
No.
That's probably big for, but I know what you mean.
Isn't every goalkeeper a highlight goalkeeper that likes?
When has Alisson ever made a highlight save?
I mean,
because his positioning is perfect.
But Alisson's one of the best goalkeepers in the world. When we're talking about other goalkeepers, they make a lot of highlight saves. And we're talking about Ramsdale. Distribution has been much better than Leno's. Collecting crosses has been excellent as well. And you got to say, he's probably made
more goals this season than last season.
But that's not because of Ramsdale. That's not, when you're talking about a goalkeeper, you're talking about clean sheets and what he's done. He kept more clean sheets than Leno ever has.
Yeah, it's true.
But Rich, we're going to let them keep arguing. We're coming to you now. I'm
hoping. He's the man.
Exactly. I love Jamie as well. You idiot.
I hope it's not going to be a goalkeeper because I don't know what happened the last game of the season. He had to come. Well, United didn't score against him, but slipping every 2 seconds and things like that. I was like, oh, possession.
Yeah, don't worry. This ain't the position that a Palace player will get in. Like, even when I'm doing combined 11s on my show, like I give the opposition the keeper. Like it's that just becomes standard. But you can't look any further than Alisson, to be fair. And obviously being able to watch him personally at Selhurst Park, he was phenomenal that game. But so my keeper Alisson, I want to give special mention to Jose SHAH. He's had a very good season this season. Ramsdale minus his kissing of the badge and like fist pumps and stuff. Yeah, just leave that alone. Just focus on goalkeeping and stuff. And another special mention that, and a lot of people may disagree with me, probably because they've gone down, but had Nick Pope not been in goal, Burnley would have been relegated at Christmas.
Yes, good shout. He's always in my fantasy football as well, every season.
Yeah, but Alisson for me.
Brilliant. Okay. Oh, the Man United agenda. Come on, please don't tell me Alisson. I beg you.
So far we've got 4 votes for Alisson, 1 vote for Ramsdale. And I'm going to go Jose Sarr. I said him from the start. He's got 11 clean sheets. I think pound for pound, he's probably been one of the best. Alisson's playing one of the better teams. They're always on the attack. He obviously, when he's got his work to do, as James said earlier about the 70% save percentage or 1-on-1 save percentage, which is outstanding. Obviously, he's clearly a great goalkeeper. But I'm going to put in Jose Sarr. I think for his first debut season playing for Wolves, they're very hard to beat. Very hard to score against, but I just think when you weigh it up, I think you have to give the guy credit. He's a modern day goalkeeper. He's come into the league. A lot of time people say there's a transition coming into the Premiership. He's been very smooth, and also to the manager as well. I think they've sort of leveled up and slightly got a bit better. The Wolves have since they lost their old manager last year. So I want to give credit to Jose Sarr. And I'm going to give credit to a lot of players in this show that I think pound for pound have outperformed themselves. So Jose Sarr definitely got mentioned from a couple of guys there, but he's definitely getting mine at 1 slot.
Okay, so thanks, Monday. So guys, we're going to lock it in now, and we are going to say Alisson is the goalkeeper so far. Right, guys, in the background, I believe we got a video to be playing now. So let's find out who this video is from. So when TalkMU, let me see, the video should come on. Yep.
Yes, Reds, hope you're all okay. Petty Talks United there. Big up to the Man United agenda. My team of the season. I've tried to go a bit left field with some of the picks. It's Ederson in net. Me 2 centre backs is Laporte and Virgil van Dijk. I've gone with me left back as Cancelo. I think he's just been quality. And Robertson as right back. Gone with Declan Rice as sit-in. I've got James Ward-Prowse, bit of left field. I thought sod it. Kevin De Bruyne. I've gone on the left. I've gone with Eumane's son, who's on 6th season. I've gone with Salah off the right. And I've gone with the GOAT, Ronaldo, up top. Come on, the Reds.
What is happening, Man United agenda? Hope all is well with you and yours. Here's my team of the year. 11 players, ranging from the obvious to players that I highly rate and had good seasons and not in the top teams. So up front, Harry Kane and Cristiano Ronaldo, giving them my eyes. Midfield, Mohamed Salah, Heung-min Son, Jared Bowen, and KDB, Kevin De Bruyne. In defence, I'm going with Jadon Cancelo, Joel Matip, Mark Guehi. Oh no, I've got that wrong anyway. And Mark Cucurella. And last but not least, I think he deserves a statue after the year he's done, how well he's done for Man United, and it'll be David De Gea. Call me biased. I don't care. Come on, the Reds.
Okay, guys. So two guys there. Obviously Man United fans. One of them got Ronaldo, the other one's got De Gea in goal. We're not even going to go into it, but anything sort of looking at it, you would probably say change. Go on, Amonde's got his hand up already.
So I heard Petty say that he's going to put Robertson right back, at left, right back. Did anyone hear that?
I heard that as well. Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Petty, sort it out, mate. And De Gea, hell no, should he be a goalkeeper? Not even getting mentioned on the show. This is Man United.
Oh, come off it, man! Seriously, we're going. We're bumping. Me and Amonde will bump.
I did mention him. I have something to say. Like, come on, not even a single Chelsea player. Like, really? Come on, man.
Thank you, Ankit. That's disgusting.
The kind of season we had, like the kind of problems we had, we came third. It's not done. It's absolutely not done. This is not acceptable. But I will make my point towards the end of the show, hopefully. But pretty sure that we'll get in there.
But Ankit, for me, yeah, John have put Ramsdale in. Come on, your keeper is much better than Ramsdale.
No. As in the season that we had, I think, again, a lot of times that I'm saying that we had a lot of players who did well. The problem is that they didn't kind of turn up enough time. So that's why consistency comes into picture. But again, not on a single Chelsea player. I'm not having that. That's not
you can't put Babe in the corner. He's coming for you. So, guys, we're going to move on to defense now, and let's kickstart it with. Let's go, Rich. Rich, kickstart with you. Defense.
All four, you mean?
Yeah, let's hit all four, mate. Let's do all four.
Tariq's going to be happy with this one. Trent, right back. And stuff, even though I'm a massive Reece James fan. Trent, right back for me. Cancelo, left back. But a special shout out to Tarek Mitchell. And also Cucurella. They've both had brilliant seasons for the respective clubs. Van Dijk. Now, I've got Thiago Silva down. But I do want to put Mark Gay in there, just for impact. But I'm going to think with my head and not with my heart. I'll keep Thiago Silva. That's my second centre back.
Right, so that's Rich. Tarek, what's yours then?
Yeah, I'm going to agree with Rich in terms of Trent Alexander-Arnold at right back. Fantastic season. Transformed that right back position since he's been playing, really. And yeah, the best right back in the Premier League in my eyes. We're going to have... I do think Robertson has had a good season. He had a shaky start, though. I remember there was Liverpool fans talking about they want Tsimikas to come in at the start of the season, or after the West Ham game in particular. But yeah, I'm going to go with João Cancelo. Fantastic. Another player who's kind of transformed that area of the pitch, a winger coming inside and a creative player as well. But big up Rich for Tyreek Mitchell. When you look into his stats, arguably the best 1v1 defender this season. And then at centre-back, I am also going to agree with Rich, and I'm going to say Van Dijk. But then I'm not thinking of... I don't think... Certainly not Harry Maguire. And it's a bit of a shame, really, for West Ham, because, and with what surrounded this player in Kurt Zouma. And I'm going to go for him as an honourable mention. And just, sorry, Anki, I can't go for a Chelsea player. I'm trying to...
Chelsea player mention is okay, man. I'll take that. People reminding in the chat.
He picked a cat kicker over a Chelsea
exactly.
Player. That's not right.
Hey, he was class, and as soon as he got injured, that's when their form had seemed to turn. And we were talking about an impact that a player has had. Kurt Zuma's had one of the best in his first season as well. So I'm going to go with Zouma.
Okay, wow.
Shout.
That's a shout. Let's go, John. OMONDI, sorry, I'm coming to you last every second, mate.
Thank you. I'll go with the whole Newcastle back four, to be honest with you.
Well, you got the third best record since Christmas in the Premier League.
We have indeed. We have indeed. I mean, we defended properly under Eddie Howe. I mean, Trippier comes in brilliant, and the left back Target's just signed for us as well on a permanent deal. I think he's been absolutely awesome. At the back, Dan Bunn. Sorry, Rich, but and also you got alongside Fabian Schär. But you're right, we've got the third best defense. But I'm not going to choose them. I'm going to go for usual suspects. I'm going to go with Trent, a right back. Cancelo, left back. Van Dijk, definitely him, because he's just awesome. And I'm going to go with, he's just gone to Real Madrid, Tony Rudiger. That guy is an absolute beast. And I tell you what, that'll be my back four. That is a solid back four you can get. And they all have fantastic seasons.
Thank you.
You know what? Can I just add on that Dan Burn shout? He had a very good first half of the season as well. Whilst he was at Brighton, when Brighton were like in and around the European places, left and then had a great season too. So I think that's a good shout from John.
Yeah, it definitely be.
With regards to the Rudiger shout, just quickly,
yeah,
I think he performed better in the back three than you would in the two. That's why I chose Thiago Silva over him. That's possible.
Yeah.
You see, Ankit, what they're doing to you? They're hurting you, aren't they?
Exactly. I need a big one.
Yeah. Before I go to Jamie, because Jamie's got a gloat in his face, because right now there's a lot of Liverpool thing going around. So let's come to you first, Ankit.
Okay. So here we go. Okay, so people, I'm going to go a little bit left field to begin with. I know they'll come as a major shock, and I believe that we were discussing off stage and what should be a criteria, and one of the things was about consistency, but at the same time impact. So for me, yes, I agree with the statement earlier that Trent has been the best right back in the league. If you really don't think about stats, think about the impact they had. But for me, again, in the formation that you're playing, the players that we're having, we need someone defensively better and someone who had arguably a better impact at Chelsea. Again, you might say I'm biased, but I think Reece James, for the games that he played, I know very less games. He was injured for a major part, but when he was there, wow, I'm pretty sure John will back that. Against Newcastle, he was unplayable. Against Arsenal, he was unplayable. And a lot of times that he's played, sometimes in midfield, sometimes the centre back, right back, and I think this guy is probably going to be the next big thing in English football. I really believe so. Reece James, if he has a full season, but even if he had a half season, I'll go with Reece James at right back over Trent. Left back would be Cancelo. The first half of the season, he was arguably the player of the season for me. And second half also, he's been very decent covering for Walker on the right. So I think he deserves a place for sure at left back. Centre back is interesting now. Virgil van Dijk, you've got to pick him. As in the guy came back to Liverpool. Liverpool are really missing that leader, the commanding figure, and he was what Liverpool really needed this season. And yes, they didn't win the league, but again, just a reminder that he was fantastic. I think without a shadow of a doubt, he's a calming influence. And talk about calming influences, I absolutely agree with the point that Rudiger is arguably the best centre back in the back three. But again, in the back four, because we are playing back four, I'd rather have a Thiago Silva. And again, I'll put context into this because the kind of season we had at Chelsea, we were like, so many injuries. We had Ben Chilwell out, we have Reece James out, Azpilicueta lost his legs, as in there were so many injuries out there, even in defensive midfield. Kante didn't have his 100%, but Thiago Silva at 37, he did what he did, right? This guy is not spoken about enough. I know Rudiger takes the plaudits because of the player persona he is, and that's fantastic. But I think I'll put Thiago Silva over him. So yeah, that's my back four.
Thank you.
Brilliant.
At the moment, it just seems like this is a Liverpool win, isn't it? It's literally a Liverpool back. Yeah. Jamie. Hopefully the train ain't coming for you, mate.
Right, so let's just go centre backs. Virgil van Dijk is still the best centre back around by a mile. He had a year off last year. Let everyone shake. I've not heard no Ruben Diaz chats this season since Van Dijk's been back. By the way, that's a surprise. Trent at right back. I love Reece James, the footballer. I think he's an exceptional footballer, but let's face it, he's a right midfielder. He don't play right back. He's a right wing back, right-sided midfielder this season. So I'd have Trent at right back, but I do love Reece James. I think he's an exceptional player. Left back, I'm going Andy Robinson. And I don't care what anyone says. He's got 10 assists this season, the third most in the Premier League. Trent's got 12, second most in the Premier League. So they're my right and left backs. And people might hate this, but Joel Matip's my centre-back partnership. It's whole Liverpool back four. And the reason is arguably Van Dijk and Matip are the best centre-back partnership in the Premier League. It's arguable. The way Liverpool play with such a high line, I don't think any other team in the Premier League can play that way and have the lowest goal-scoring season with Man City this season. So
Palace can.
That's why I'm going that back four.
Wow. Okay, thank you.
A whole Liverpool back four when you conceded the same amount of goals as Man City.
Yeah, but I'm going for the better partnership. Matip and Van Dijk are a better partnership then. Laporte's dog shit. Let's get rid of this Laporte.
No.
I'm not having this Laporte thing anymore. I'm sick of Laporte. Guys, his hair blonde, little frosty tips. I don't know what he thinks he is. He's terrible. Go away.
I wonder if it's because they didn't win the league.
Ruben Diaz and John Stones are a better partnership for Man City than Laporte and any of the other two.
Probably last season, I think. Last season, they were, yeah.
I'm not having this Laporte crap.
Man of the moment, I'm on his eye.
First of all, I want to attack and kick. Before the show, we talked about criteria about how we're going to pick a player. And I said to you, maybe played over 30 games. He said, no, leave that one out. I see why. Because you just thrown in James, and he hasn't played over 30 games. I like what you're doing. They're very slick. My back four,
to get someone in.
My back four is right back. I'm having Cancelo, not having Trent, not having James. I think Cancelo has proven to me, I'm impressed. I just do the eye test. for me, outstanding, absolutely outstanding. He can do what Trent does, do what James does. Gets up and down, great pass of the ball, great in the final third as well. I just think he's the ultimate Dennis Irwin kind of player. So he's at right back for me. Virgil van Dijk, Rolls Royce of a player, just fantastic. For me, we do another show. I'm inviting you guys for another show. For me, he's the best centre back I've seen in the Premiership. No doubt about it. I saw Rio and Van Dijk do a show the other day. I don't know if you guys saw it, talking about best top defenders in the Premiership. Rio put himself number 1. I'm thinking, well, for me, his company and Virgil van Dijk, they just get better as you go along. So Virgil van Dijk, 100% in the team. And also for me, Silva. I think Thiago Silva, outstanding player. He strolls at 37 years old. The defense is one of the best positions. You see the whole game, and he just strolls through the game, intercepts the ball. Great technique, not very tall, but just a real outstanding player. I'm being really impressed with him in the Premiership. And like I said earlier about everyone says to transition to the Prem, can people make it? If you're class and you're a great player like he is, you can just stroll through the Prem. And he's just proved as a centre back. It's just like, wow. It's just wow moments for me. Look what they did in the 2 cup finals against Liverpool. Held them off, Liverpool the most attacking force. And Thiago Silva strolling out there, picking off players. And left back for me is Cucurella. I think Cucurella's been a very good player this year. Watched him. He stands out of his head. I'm thinking Barcelona reject. What's he got? But over the season, I just think his technique, his touch, you can't rush him. Just great on the ball. He can play all kinds of positions, all up and down the left. Real outstanding player. Whoever signs him has got a gem right there. Really good player. And another debut season for him. So, yeah, that's my team so far. But unfortunately, Cucurella, I'm the only one who's picked him. So he's not going to get into the squad.
It is. So Cancelo definitely is the main guy. So you got Cancelo, VD, Silva. Where is it? Silva's got 3 votes.
Yep.
Silva's got 3 votes.
Yeah. Silva's got 3. Yeah.
Yep. And Trent's got technically all the vote.
Yeah.
So Cancelo, VD, and Silva and Trent, who makes up the back 4. So on Monday, this is going to be a pain for you, guys. If you're new to the channel, please hit the like, share, and subscribe button. And on Monday is going to go through some of the comments, guys, before we kickstart the other part. So would like to say big up to every single person in the chat. I just noticed a minute ago there's over 60 comments in the chat, and I don't think we're going to be able to get through every single one. So we appreciate it, and we'll try and get through as much as possible, guys.
Okay. Well, we're going back to goalkeepers. Bath time today can only be Allison. Statman, how you doing, Stubbs? He says Allison without a shadow of a doubt. Bath time again. Allison Sanchez from Brighton. He throw as an honourable mention. Bill Badjo saying Jose Sarr had a good first season, but Allison pains me to say he's the best. So we did agree with you guys in the comments, majority of you anyway. Yeah, of course, says, how you doing? Yeah, of course. De Gea can't use his feet. He's no good, apparently. Whatever happened to goalkeepers, just being goalkeepers. This is 2022 now. We've moved on, I imagine. Left backs, Barthan saying, anyone different to Cancelo? He was picked in our team. I didn't see, pick out the comments here. Okay, Rudiger. We've got Rudiger, Laporte. Who was cussing Laporte? Cancelo and Trent.
Laporte scored 4 goals this season. That's the double of the amount of Van Dijk, and he's won a league and had the same amount of goals conceded as well. So
I don't give a shit. He's not as good.
Everyone say hi to Niall. Niall's in the house. He said Trippier for John. John, you didn't put Trippier. You got injured.
He only played.
I'll put him as sub. I'll put him as a sub because this guy has still got it, and he's a leader for the club as well for Newcastle, and he'll be club captain next season for us as well. I can absolutely assure you that. But at the end of the day, I think he's just coming. And he is not just he gets injured. When he got injured, he still comes to the team and he gets behind the team, sits as the bench as well, and amongst the players as well. So he's a fan. So yeah, listen, big up to Kieran Trippier.
Yeah, I've noticed he's already got that Newcastle spray tan as well.
So, yeah,
he's doing well.
Yes. Yeah, that's a good signing. Statman is reading out his team: Allison, Trent, VDD, Gucci,
batting.
Cancelo, Rodri, Kevin De Bruyne, Rice, Salah, Son, Bowen, Matic has been fantastic, says the realist United. He has. Alisson, Cancelo, Laporte, Rudiger, Trent, Rice, De Bruyne, Silva, Son, Salah, Kane. Is that 12? It's a lot of players. My team of the year: Alisson, Cancelo, left back, Rudiger and Van Dijk, Trent, Rodri, that's a good shout. Kevin De Bruyne, Thiago, Son, Ronaldo, Salah. Just a few more because there's so many comments here. Rodri, Van Dijk, throwing it out there. You guys, any of you guys changed your mind from some of these comments yet?
I will say Thiago Silva. I'll give Thiago Silva a shout in. I'll give Thiago Silva a shout over Matthew. I will say
your check's reaching. It's just on the way.
Thiago Silva is 61 years old, and look what he's doing.
He looks 16.
And I think he's better in a 4-4, like a 4 at the back than Rudiger. You know, I think a 3 at the back hides Rudiger's weaknesses a little bit, but Thiago Silva at 62. He's still doing it in the back 4. So I'm going to put Silva with Van Dijk in mine, actually. I'll drop that.
A couple more before we go into midfield. A couple more. I'm sorry, guys, I can't go through all the comments. But Statman saying Cucurella's had a fantastic season. Yes. Niall is saying Trent, Alisson, Virgil, Rudiger, Target, De Bruyne, Bruno, Rice, Salah, Mane, Kane.
Did he just say Bruno? Bruno who? Not Fernandes.
Bruno Guimaraes.
I was going to say,
I knew you'd bite on that one. I knew it. Brush is saying, shout out to Reece James, it's got to be Trent. That's a good debate as well. I mean, England have got some good right backs, aren't they?
Oh, yeah. So Mitchell's getting no love.
Yeah.
Oh, brilliant. Guys, if you're new to the channel, hit the like, share, and subscribe button. We're going to move on to midfield players. And guys, we do apologize tonight because such a big panel and trying to get through every single comments as possible. And we've got the videos to play after the midfield players. So we've got a few more corkers to come as well, because there's one video, literally, I don't think it's got one player in the top 6 teams.
Wow.
Yeah. And it's going to change. It's probably going to change a lot of people's mind as well, because what we're doing right now, we're looking at the big clubs. We're not looking at the actual players that performing at the lower level. So you'd be surprised. And obviously 007 on Monday. Surprised you got the whole Liverpool team there.
His front three is Son, who's top goal scorer, Salah and Mane, Kevin De Bruyne, Fabinho and Mahrez in midfield, Trent, VVD, Matic, Canelo. I'm thinking boxing. Cancelo.
He did say Canelo, though.
And Alisson as well, yeah. He done that on purpose to twist me up,
yeah. Let's go with Ankit. Ankit, midfield players, please. Your 4 midfield players, please. Have some Chelsea in it. Don't let these guys sort of... There isn't one Chelsea player. Yeah, all 4 of them. Well, 4-3-3 we're playing, aren't we? So all the Chelsea, all the players, please. But name every Chelsea player, because they haven't even get a mention at all, Ankit. Seriously, these guys are disgusting.
Let's count the votes finally. I'm like in the odd one out. But honestly, like, you know, I have to give it to Manchester City. Again, like coming back to this, that the fact I understand that absolutely the Liverpool are fantastic the way under Klopp. Every match, you know, you had the extra gear, especially in midfield, right? You know, I know that Fabinho had a few iffy games, but at the same time, you would say Thiago kind of picked up towards the end. But that's the argument that I'm having, that, you know, with the PFA team of the season that was officially picked, I would say like maybe Fabinho plus Thiago would be, you know, great. But you're one person who did it for Man City throughout the season. And again, like Cancelo in the first half of the season was probably the player of the season for me in the first half, and that was Rodri. Rodri, really, really underrated guy. I think in world football today, if you to say that he's probably taken the mantle from Busquets, and that's how highly I rate Rodri right now. De Bruyne, man, come on. KDB, an ex-Chelsea player at least. I have to mention that. And it pains me to say it. But I think the guy, I know that first few, as in months, he probably missed a few matches, but the kind of impact he had towards the end, wow. Like this guy, I'm so surprised that this guy doesn't get, you know, as in get the Ballon d'Or nominations and stuff like that every year. The guy actually is really, really, you know, not getting fair deal, in my opinion. He is a different kettle of fish altogether, different, you know, gravy. And the third guy, I know that lots of votes will probably come in for Bernardo Silva, because the kind of impact he had in games was tremendous. I know the big games, he was probably the main guy for Man City. But I'm not going to pick entire Man City midfield, am I? Come on. Definitely, I've got to get in one Chelsea player who's broken records. I was probably thinking, should I get in Kovacic, because the kind of impact he had, he probably arguably had better impact and he's finally scoring goals. for Chelsea and probably the main creator in our midfield. But I think the guy who can actually play there to perfection, and that formation we don't play, but I think I'm going to pick Mason Mount. After Frank Lampard, the only Chelsea player ever to get, double-digit number of goals and assists. He had over 20 goals and assists in the season. For the season, he's had the talisman for Chelsea. We were third because of Mason Mount, and that's the reality of it. So I think I've got to go with Mason Mount third.
Thank you. Oh, let's see if there's anyone here. Let's got Tariq here. Let's see what he's got in.
I totally agree with Ankit in terms of Rodri. The level that guy has taken, that midfield spot, and Fabinho is a close second, and he's in a bracket by himself, I think. But when we're thinking of Rodri, the guy scores 7 goals, and they're not just goals that to stat pad after a 5-0. Hey, but with Rodri though, he's scoring winning goals. Do you know what I mean? And he's making a difference. Final day proves it, and he was a man of the match performances, left, right, and centre. Excellent. Has to be Rodri in there for me. Also, Kevin De Bruyne, got to agree with you there, Ankit, as well. Underrated. Didn't actually play as many games because he had a slow start to the season. Coming off the back of that injury, he picked up in the Euros against Italy, but then took over, played against Chelsea, won the game in that one. Against Liverpool, he was man of the match in that 2-2 draw. He was excellent. But on that left side of midfield, and it's going to be interesting to see if anyone else says this, because you got to go with Declan Rice, surely, because that guy has transitioned from a solid defensive midfielder, breaking up play, being excellent over there, but now has ball progression to his game, bringing them forward. A reliable player who plays in, week out, doesn't have a base level performance which drops off. And that's why I'd put him above the likes of Conor Gallagher, because Conor Gallagher towards the end of the season, he's leveled slightly dropped off a little bit, whereas Declan Rice, he was still keeping it up, I believe. And that's why West Ham were in and around that, top 4 spot, and then didn't make the Europa League in the end. But I thought Declan Rice had a fantastic season. Also, honourable shout out to Christian Norgard. I know Rich is there. I spoke about this with Rich previously. Norgard, the most tackles and interceptions out of any other player in the Premier League. And the impact that he's had on that Brentford side, staying up, he was a consistent player as well. Man of the match performance against Wolves, I was watching him in particular. So yeah, that's my midfield 3.
If I could pick one, I'd put Fred in mine. John.
Wow.
John, surely there has to be someone from Newcastle that can fit in this team.
It's going to be an honourable one. I've got to say Joe Linton. Definitely an honourable one, because he's coming on anyhow, and what he's done, he's been absolutely awesome. The guy is coming, he's gone for a 40 million flop into a 40 million quality midfielder. Casemiro is not, but I tell you something, this guy is absolutely fantastic and wins the ball. He's shaped up the skin, and he's a fan favourite, and everyone loves at the club now, Joe Linton. That guy is absolutely fantastic there. And also, I got to mention, special mention of Bruno Guimaraes as well. If he had played a full season, then he'd be in straight away, 110%. He's coming as a CDM. He scored 5 goals already in black and white, and he is making a difference in the midfield. I mean, he's an all-rounder in the midfield. Scores, tackles, pass the ball. That pass to Biggie and Miron when they beat Richards Palace 1-0 was absolutely out of this world. But the reason I'm not going to put him out, I'm going to put him as a sub, because Joe Linton and Bruno played midfield half the season. But for my midfield 3, it's going to be Fabinho, Rodri, and I was going to try between De Bruyne and Declan Rice. But for me, I have to say Rodri, De Bruyne, and Declan Rice for me. And Fabinho was very, very, very close there as well. But listen, that's midfield 3. I thought you had a fantastic season. Declan Rice is going to be an absolute stellar player. Would he be at West Ham for his career? I don't know, but he breaks up the play so well. I think he's brilliant. And what else can I say? De Bruyne doing De Bruyne things, and Rodri has been scoring, 6-7 goals this season? He's been absolutely outstanding, this guy. And that's the midfield I'm going to go with.
Thank you. Well, it seems that Declan Rice will be at West Ham a lot longer than what you expect, because the price tag they put on him, unless Newcastle come with some money, he ain't getting bought at all. So let's go to Let's go, Rich. Rich, let's go to you next.
Meet Rich.
Can we sit there and put at least Zaha somewhere in there?
Not in the midfield. Not in the midfield, to be fair. Rodri and De Bruyne, they're in easy. The third one's a bit, and it's not tricky because if you look on the face of it, it should be Thiago. I'm trying to think about a bit outside the box and players that have really made a massive impact for their sides. So mention to Joe Linton. I don't know how what Eddie Howe's done for him is unreal. Like
Steroids.
I won't be surprised. He was literally, he played left wing flop, up top flop, centre mid, unbelievable. And just wait, what? The same Joe Linton, that same one is crazy. So fair play to him. Obviously, Declan Rice had a brilliant season as well. I'm gonna stick Conor Gallagher in, and I'm gonna think not to go to bias. And like I said, Jay, like Thiago's unbelievable and stuff. But I'm gonna talk more of the impact. We weren't a very good side under Rodson, and he's coming obviously on loan, unfortunately, and he just kind of set a precedent with the press. Now, Tariq's mentioned about him obviously dipping off towards the end of the season. Number one, he was told he can't play in the FA Cup semi-final, and number two, he's played pretty much every game for us because our squad isn't as solid as yet. So I'm gonna stick Conor Gallagher in as a bit of a curveball, but massive shout outs to Rice, Joelinton, and especially Thiago. He's been brilliant.
You know, with that, Rich, it just reminded of the first conversation we had when we said about doing this show. And I said to you, just throw something in sort of what no one's going to think of, and you just gone and done it. Let's go to Omonde now. Omonde, sorry, sir, you lost again.
Jamie win.
Oh, sorry, no, Omonde, no, Jamie ain't gone. Sorry, apologies. Okay. Jamie's first. Jamie's before you.
Did it on purpose?
Yeah, I know, because you know what's coming, right? You know it's going to be Liverpool, right?
I'll send you the invoice in the mail, mate.
Sorry, Jamie.
Rodri's gap. Look, Rodri is a tremendous season. He scored 7 goals. He's probably the best defensive midfielder in the league. Fabinho runs him very close. Also scored 7 goals this season. But I'm going to give it to Rodri. I think he's been.
Wow.
I think he's been exceptional. You got to see greatness when you see it. You know what I mean? You got to acknowledge it. You got to acknowledge it. And Rodri needs to be in there. Declan Rice was the best English midfielder this season by a country mile. Has to be in there. Declan Rice would get in every single midfield in the country, in my opinion, apart from Man City's. And he might even just get into that in a year or so's time when they're looking for new players. He's that good. He is that good. He reads the game as good as any other midfielder in the league. I think we have a thing in this country where we don't acknowledge English footballers enough for being how good they are. Because I can tell you right now, Declan Rice had a foreign name and came from like Brazil or something like that. We'd all be raging about it. Like, this is what player this is. Declan Rice is a tremendous footballer and he needs some respect on his name. And next to him, I'm going to go Kevin De Bruyne just because I was thinking of putting James Maddison in there because he's had a great season, by the way. His assists and goals this season in a very poor Leicester team that has had a hell of a load of injuries in the defensive area. He's had a very, very good season. But Kevin De Bruyne, he came alive from Christmas. The first 4 months of the season, De Bruyne was quite poor. And then he came alive. And then in the end of the day, I watched the last few weeks of the season hoping City would slip up. And Kevin De Bruyne was just like, nah, it ain't happening. Get on my back and carry us to the title. So that's why you got to give Kevin De Bruyne his due. And so De Bruyne, Rice, and Rodri.
Thank you. Now, Omonde, what changes have you got here? Okay,
first of all, I want to say to John, when I was in school, I could always tell when someone was going in their pocket to get some crisps or sweets. And I can hear I know that sound anywhere, so share them out, mate. I can hear what you're doing. Have a little snack between meals.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. So my midfield is all English. It's going to be James Maddison. Welcome back, James Maddison. Really like him as a player. Guy who's come through the ranks, Coventry, Norwich, now at Leicester. He's dropped off last season, injury and that kind of thing. Come back this year. He's got 12 goals. I think he's performed really well for a poor Leicester side. And secondly, it's going to be Conor Gallagher. I think he's outstanding. Didn't really know about him that well. Saw him in the under-21s a few times when I'm watching Ghana. You know, this guy's good, but you can never tell. It's like that transition from boys to men's football or reserve football, you know, to men's football. You just don't know, do you, a lot of the time. But his drive, his pressing, his enthusiasm. I mean, as a Palace fan, you must be loving it, seeing this guy out there. But not loving it. The season's done. He's going to go back to Chelsea.
Chelsea fan. I'm happy.
So Ankit is skinning teeth right now, you know, because that player is really outstanding. I watched him, the guy Palmer. It was England under-21. It was Palmer, the guy Palmer from Man City, Ghana, and Conor Gallagher for the under-21s earlier this year, and they just dominated. And what I like to see with these, their English players getting better and more intelligent, as James was saying earlier. And it's all about keeping possession. We've got players like Bellingham, and I think players have to have that all-round game. The reason I didn't put Rodri in because he's like, he's a CDM, and he's pigeonholed as a certain type of player. He can do a bit of it all. I think he's an outstanding player all round. But I just like players who've got a bit of everything, you know. And I think Maddison, you might say he's a 10 or whatever, but I like his enthusiasm. I like Conor Gallagher's enthusiasm, and my third player is Rice as well. And I just want to echo what they were saying earlier about Rice. He has improved. He was maybe a centre back. I've watched his game in Europe, enthusiasm as well. So my midfield is really bubbly. They will all get along, and they've been outstanding. For English football, I think it's time, because I think we've been living in the dark ages for a long time, and I think now it's good to see certain players like this who maybe, I know we've got like the Grealishes and the Fodens who are technically good and everything else, but when you add the factor of the English characteristics like the drive, the personality, the enthusiasm, I think all three of these players have got that, and I love what they're representing. So those three would be Conor Gallagher, Declan Rice, and Maddison as well.
Okay.
Good choice.
So, guys, anything to recap on that before we go into the comments and then the next videos?
Gallagher got 2 votes.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, Ankit's happy there, man. Ankit's
I'm just happy.
I'm just happy.
You know what? I got in my Mason Mount. I hear a lot of betting guys, which I agree. And he's an ex-Chelsea fan as well. And of course, you know, Conor Gallagher's kind of. I forgot to give a shout out definitely. So I'm just happy that we are able to get in 3 there. Brilliant. But I think it has to go through the winners at Man City, man. They were brilliant.
And Jamie's
don't
right.
If Ankit, we haven't even got a United player in it.
if Declan Rice was Deco Ricardo, then everyone would be rating him. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
quality player. He's got tech as well, good technique. Made a Euros final too. Remember, played in that midfield at the heart of that base too.
Yeah, brilliant. Right, Amanda, would you mind to do some of these comments, please? And then after
just to
we've
say,
done these comments,
we got like 5 for Rodri, 5 for Kevin De Bruyne, and 4 for Rice. I think that's great.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah, yeah. So
is everyone happy with that midfield?
Yeah.
I'll rerun the team in a minute. Amanda's got them down, so he can rerun them as well.
Okay, there's only a few I'm just going to touch on here. So Shah's saying Fred, De Bruyne, and Rice.
Fred, my boy.
Yeah. HG Gamer saying Rice doesn't get near the team of the year. He doesn't ours. Shah saying De Bruyne, Rice, Thiago. He's mixed up now. He's changed his mind. He had his head turned. Bill Badger saying Conor Gallagher was very good, but not elite, but worth a mention. Abad is saying Rodri, Rice, and De Bruyne. That's a good list. Rice, there's some laughter there from HD Gamer. And again, a bit of laughter there. Just a couple more if there's any more to come true. Okay, yeah, that's enough. That's enough from me. Thank you, guys.
So, if I can just get a quick comment in here, just a quick comment. So this is like just generally, right? General statement, right? You know, a lot of times as in maybe modern football, maybe I'm old school, but I see that social media and the numbers talk a lot. When you talk about midfield, I think we go by numbers and a lot of things. And 3 names that I see here, a lot of people have said, and I'm really glad that they've come up. And 2 are definitely quite obvious: Declan Rice and, of course, you know, as in Conor Gallagher. The kind of work rate they had, plus the goals that they got. But again, Mason Mount. You see, like these are 3 names. Probably in today's day and age, every manager would love to have them. I'm pretty sure in midfield, because that's the kind of combination that you really need in midfield. And I'm hoping that you guys kind of understand that. And I'm really glad that I see so many comments with these names.
Brilliant. And then there's this comment. Where is it gone? Sorry. Yeah, we're playing free in midfield. So we're doing 4-3-3 formation. And then we're going to play the last part of the videos now. So let me see if I can get them up. The last part of the video.
Wait, where's that one? You said there's a special one with.
This is it. These are the one coming up. Yeah.
Okay, I'm looking forward to this.
This is Matt from the Man United agenda. Give you my team of the season. In goal, I'm going with Edison. Right back, I'm going to go with Reece James. Centre backs, I'm going to go Christian Romero and Mark Gahey. Left back, I'm going to go João Cancelo. Defensive midfield, I'm going to go with Ruben Neves. Alongside him, I'm going to go Conor Gallagher and Kevin De Bruyne. Up front, I'm going to go Jared Bowen, Cristiano Ronaldo and Son.
Everyone, hope all doing okay. It's the United Loader here for the Man United agenda. I'm going to do my Premier League team of the season. Starting off in goal, I'm going to go for Alisson. The two full backs, I'm going to go for Cancelo and Reece James. Two centre backs, I'm going to go Thiago Silva and Virgil van Dijk. In the midfield, I'm going to go Declan Rice and Kevin De Bruyne. The two wingers, I'm going to go Heung-min Son and Mo Salah. Up front, I'm going to go Harry Kane and the man himself, Cristiano Ronaldo.
Hello Man United agenda, it is Thomas here, back on the channel. This time to bring you my Premier League team of the season from the 2021-22 season. So let's jump right into it. If you agree or disagree with any of the picks that I've mentioned, let me know in the comments and I'll come down and I'll have a chat with you. So starting off as my manager, we've gone for Newcastle's Eddie Howe, my pick for manager of the season. I think he deserved it over Klopp, who got it personally. So jumping straight into the team with Jose Sa in goal. Right back, Trent Alexander-Arnold, Virgil van Dijk and Christian Romero, with João Cancelo rounding off the back four as a left back. Going with two sitting midfielders in Rodri, Declan Rice and Kevin De Bruyne. And a front three with Mohamed Salah, Heung-min Son and Cristiano Ronaldo finishing the team off. That's my team. Let me know what you think below.
Sorry, I take it back. It was he did have one or two in it. It was Matthew Bassett. Apologies, but yeah, he went slightly left field a little bit.
I thought that train that went past Jamie's earlier went down a video then.
Oh,
Sorry.
Brilliant.
That was just Jamie kissing his teeth.
So I looked, like, when you said you had someone special, I looked up and I thought, what? Is that Scott McTominay?
Rob, we're tackling someone somewhere. Yeah, so there you go. We're going to go forward, but there, John, obviously he rated, Thomas rated Eddie Howe as probably his manager of the season. If I was to be honest with you, I'd probably give him sort of that as well, because I think he's had the, sort of like the third best run in the Premier League since the transfer window opened in January. And the job he's done at that club has been nothing but fantastic. So for me, yeah, I'll definitely get him as manager of the season. I think it's a bit biased because, again, for me, Jamie, I don't believe Klopp probably deserved to win it.
No,
I don't honestly. Yeah, I don't think he deserved it at all.
Conte should have got it. You're right now.
Yeah.
Conte should have got it. That Spurs team shit. Yeah. And I know he's got Kane and that, but Conte did a job. You know, Spurs were asleep, and for me, Conte should have got it, or Patrick Vieira.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I mean,
we're not giving nothing to Arteta. Don't worry about that.
Hey, Nuno Espirito Santo did beat Man City in the first game of the season as well.
Yeah,
they were sitting pretty at the top of the league after 3 games.
Oh wow!
Yeah. He was the manager of the month, if I remember right.
Yep, correct. So they're not that bad. But yeah,
exactly. No, but I have to kind of disagree there. I think Klopp, I know like maybe 80% of the, as in people have kind of gone that Klopp doesn't deserve it. I would actually think otherwise. As in the guy, he's crazy. As in I know that I'm kind of not going the wrong direction here, but a kind of manager that Klopp is, any club would love to have him. They'll bite their hand off if you give Klopp, because I think where Liverpool were, they literally, remember, they played every possible game in the season. And yes, there's a Chelsea fan saying it. Every possible game they played, and then they had a gear 2, a gear 3, gear 4, gear 5. They gave it their all. And come on, Klopp, for the man management, simply put, I think hands down. I think sometimes we kind of see that, okay, the top teams are going to get the best manager and stuff like that. I think Klopp, when you're talking about management, that is what management is. And he did that with the Liverpool side, especially after what season they had last season. So I have to give it to Klopp, unfortunately. And but Tuchel, shout out, man. We had like so many major problems, but yeah, I would still give it to Klopp.
Yeah. This is a hard one, guys. The centre forwards in them videos, Ronaldo made the team. I wonder if Ronaldo was in any of your team, if you scratch him out now. So let's kickstart. I've got Trek here. You're going to go first, sir. Tarek, sorry, I keep saying Trek. Tarek, you're going first, sir.
Yeah, that's all right, man. It's easier. But, right, I don't think no Arsenal fan. I'm wearing the Arsenal shirt. You're not going to like my two shouts, so I'll start off with Salah on the right. Honourable mention, Saka. I was hearing some madness elsewhere that Kulusevski's better than Saka, but crazy. Leave that for another day. But Salah has to go on that right for me. Top goal scorer. Yes, he did fade after AFCON, but that first half of the season, the level he was showing, the goals he was scoring as well, just completely silencing the haters there, Mohamed Salah. So yeah, you got to have him on the right. Excellent, man. What did he get? He got the highest goals and assists. Was it? Did he get more assists than Trent? Jamie, correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, he got the assist.
There you go. That says it right there. So he has to go in. I'm going to go with Son on the left, which I think many people will do as well. For Sadio Mane was in the PFA one, but when you're looking at the amount of goals Son scored too and the impact that has had upon Tottenham, you have to go with him there. And they finished above Man United, so you can't really go. And that's going to lead on to my next point, actually. I've gone with Harry Kane as the striker. 17 goals, one less than Ronaldo after a poor start to the season with his future in doubt. The impact that he has had on that Tottenham side with creativity, scoring goals. They wouldn't be in the top four without Son and Kane. They wouldn't probably not even be near the top 10 without those players, in all honesty. So I've gone with Salah on the right, Son on the left, and Kane down the middle. So two Tottenham players whilst wearing the Arsenal shirt. I have to be honest and I have to be real.
Very disappointed with you there, because you're saying Kane, but we'll get into it later on. Ronaldo played a lot less game than Kane this season. Anyway, Jamie, we know it's going to be a Liverpool front three. So come on, Jamie, give it to us, sir.
You'll be surprised here. So Salah on the right, obviously, because he's the best right-sided forward in world football. Son on the left, because this is the first for the season. I've always thought Son is a purple patch player. Like, he gets a lot of goals in like a few months and he doesn't score again. And everyone thought, oh my God, his stats are blinding. But when you look at it, he scored like 15 goals in like 4 months and that was it. But this season, he's gone all the way through the year for the first time, I believe. So for that, I think he's been exceptional and he's super clinical. So Son on the left, Salah on the right, and Cristiano Ronaldo as the number 9. The reason I'm going Ronaldo as the number 9 is because he plays for the worst Man United side I've ever seen in my life. And if it weren't for Cristiano Ronaldo, I think United would have finished 9th or 10th this season. I really do. They were that poor. And his goals and some of the goals he scores is clutch. And he's just world class still at 37. It's ridiculous. 18 goals in the Premier League at 37, playing for a United team that's not creating anything, by the way. Zero creation, and he took it by a scruff of his neck and got United at least into a European spot. So he has to be in the number 9 for me.
Also with that as well, it's a worst ever goal difference as well, -0. John.
It went for him.
John.
Yeah. Thank you very much. We front three. I've got to say special mention for Saka. I think he's been outstanding this season for the Arsenal. I think he's been brilliant. And you've got players like Maddison as well. I think he's been fantastic as well, but he plays number 10. And look, listen, the front three is going to be more Salah, doing Salah things. I mean, he's been outstanding first this season. I think he's been brilliant. And I'm going to go with Son as well on the left-hand side. 23 goals this season, 7 assists. This guy's just absolutely brilliant. I mean, he works hard for the team, drops back, makes space, he creates as well. That's what we'll see from my wing players as well. And up front, it's a tough one, really, because you got players like Ivan Toney. Big mentioned him, by the way. I think he had a standing season for Brentford, scoring 13 goals this season. But for me, I've got to have to. I want a world-class player. He's going to do it in the big games and do it consistently as well. This is my shopkeeper. I'm going to go with Ronaldo just because he's still doing it at 37 years old, scoring goals, creating. And at 37, I think he's been absolutely fantastic in a poor, in fact, the worst Man United team I've seen in years and years and years. But without Ronaldo, and I have to agree with James, they could have been in the mid-table. But he's scored 19 goals this season. I think he's been brilliant. And I think he'll stay next season. And I have to say Ronaldo just above Kane.
Wow. Okay. And Kit, sir.
Oh yeah. So for sure, like it's pretty obvious, right? Timo Werner, Lukaku. Come on, let's get it. Definitely not getting them in. Man, like let me not get started. It's something about Chelsea and strikers, right? Somehow we don't get them clicking. As in that's basically what it is. And of course, Lukaku came with the agenda, but I have to go with the guys. Most of the guys kind of said it already. I think Salah, again, maybe it's the media. A lot of times, we kind of have recency bias. The more recent months, he didn't have as much as impact as he did previous months, boss. But it doesn't mean that he's bad. His stats were terrific even in the second half of the season. Salah, arguably the player of the season. I think he's got to get in there. Again, an ex-Chelsea player, just putting it out there. Hurts me to say it. Son, man. Again, like this guy has been literally daylight robbery. He's been done. Entire, as in career of Son, I would say this guy. As in, I always say that when Pulisic signed for Chelsea, I wanted Pulisic to become, what Son is. That's exactly the player we wanted. And I think Son, he kind of defines someone of a wide forward who could do literally everything. He is an energy, a great player. I think probably in world football, I would say he's one of the best there, along with maybe Vinicius Jr., but I think Son's got to get in there. Again, Mane, very good end to the season. Arguably, Mane had, I think, the better calendar year if you start from January compared to all the other forwards, I'm going to say. But again, we are seeing the entire season. I don't want to get recency bias. Son has got to get in. Striker, come on, Lukaku is just a joke. Although he's technically the highest goal scorer for Chelsea, just putting it out there. But Ronaldo, come on, man. At 37, people said it. The guy is next level. I think it's just not about clutch. I think the fact that Ronaldo was able to do what he did, Man United at least turned up to games, at least few games. If not, I'm sorry, but Man United really would have had probably the worst season in recent history. Like, not that you already had, but pretty sure that's how bad it was. So Ronaldo, for me, is really, really unfair that people said that, okay, Ronaldo came in, he doesn't fit in, Ronaldo's reason. Far from it. This guy is basically the example for every professional out there. I have to say Ronaldo gets in with Son and Salah, but yeah, of course, Luis Diaz, special mention as well. Of course, he didn't play the entire season, but wow, what an impact he had. What an impact he had. Probably the kind of player that I would love, at my team. Luis Diaz definitely gets a special mention, but yeah, this is my team for sure.
Thank you for putting the GOAT in the team. It's been absolutely brilliant putting the team. Rich?
Sorry, I think it's weird.
Rich is stuck, innit?
No, there's a player you've all put in that I'm not actually putting in. And I'll tell you why. I'm not putting in Mo Salah.
Okay.
And it's not because he's not a good player. It's not really. I kind of looked at it like the whole of the season. I think I know I'm going to have to move his position, but I have to have Sadio Mane in for me personally. Not only did he carry his nation, he then came back and still carrying Liverpool. So I'm going to go Sadio Mane on the right, which is a bit of a change of position, but I just think he's been brilliant all season. The left, you cannot pick anyone but Son. I'm sorry. He's been brilliant this season. I think they even need to change the rules for the Golden Boot. I know a goal is a goal, but he scored all his goals in open play, and Salah had a few penalties. So but rules are rules, innit? So left hand side, I'm gonna go Son. Before I obviously mention the forward, honourable mention for Jared Bowen. I think he's been brilliant this season. Saul has his most productive season. So Bowen, Saha, they've had really good seasons. Saka's had a solid season, and Kulu and Luis Diaz as well. They've all had like really, really good seasons. I am not putting in Hudson Edouard.
Just for what he did against Tottenham, you got to put him in there.
I'm stuck with this forward. Forward. I'm stuck between Kane and Ronaldo.
Come on, Rich.
Wow.
Come on, man. I can't believe I'm doing this.
Ronaldo's 37. He literally carried
United,
and I think that's why I'm going to edge for Ronaldo. That's just the sole reason. You know, the sole reason I'm going to edge for Ronaldo. Yeah.
Guys, can I before we go into Monty's, can I just say, Harry Kane, yeah, he led his team into a top 4 finish. And when we're talking about that player of the season, I feel like when we're going to put players in, they have to. I feel like the players and the teams have to have some level of overachievement. So that's why we're looking at the likes of Gallagher for Newcastle, when we're looking at for Crystal Palace, and Joe Linton for Newcastle. And that's why I've got to put forward Harry Kane, because he's also had 7 assists as well. So
how many penalties?
nine
how
assists.
Many penalties?
But Ronaldo's had a few penalties, hasn't he? Against us when he scored. But that's what I'm looking at with Harry Kane. He gives you not just goals, he gives you assists as well. 9 assists, that's 26 goal contributions. And his team finished in the top 4. So that's why I would argue putting in Harry Kane over Ronaldo.
It's a good argument.
It's a good argument. Yeah. I just think Harry Kane wouldn't have scored 18 goals for Man United if it was the other way around. That's just how I look at it. And plus Ronaldo's world class and Harry Kane isn't. That's another one.
But maybe Harry Kane would give them something extra, dropping in deep and allowing creativity, allowing the runs of a Rashford in behind.
Yeah,
I know Rashford.
What Rashford? Rashford and turn a full season.
I think Harry Kane's a very talented footballer. I don't know. I don't know with Harry. It's something about Harry Kane I don't like.
No, but the thing is, we are not picking players because of what they can bring to the pitch. We are picking players because of the performance of the season. And I remember Harry Kane, he had a dry spell in the early part of the season. And that's one of the reasons why I did not prefer Harry Kane.
So did Ronaldo. Ronaldo had 10 games without scoring, I believe.
But they literally created 0.
You know, it shows how crap the number 9s are around in the league at this moment in time. That's what it does show.
And that's why my Van Dijk comment that's the only reason that's holding me back from saying that Van Dijk's the best ever.
No, it's not. Not in my opinion. No way.
I don't feel centre backs play against any lethal striker anymore.
Yeah.
But that's not discrediting Van Dijk's amazing.
Imagine though, guys. Imagine Alan Shearer playing them guys playing against Alan Shearer, Van Dijk playing. He'd be having a black eye every week. It's Chris Sutton, week in, week out. They'll be getting bruised week in, week out, because now the rules have changed. The minute you touch a player, that is it now. They're rolling around, their arms are broken.
That's why it's hard to say the best player in the world of all time is the greatest player. They'll play different generations, don't they?
But with Van Dijk, he plays in the highest line I've ever seen in the Premier League. And he's able to track back. Exactly. And then also, I think it's actually harder for a centre-back when you got goals coming from your left, your right, your centre-mid, your centre-backs, your full-backs. You give and take, really.
OMONDI, sorry, sir. All up to you now. I think the vote is anonymous, and we know exactly who's going to get what. So let's hear you, sir.
Right, yeah. It doesn't matter what I say now because it's not going to affect the final result. So just looking at my team, yeah, I've gone for Salah on the right. Obviously, the numbers are good. I remember a goal he scored against City, I think, early in the season when he chopped man in half and just slotted it in half. That was this season, wasn't it? Am I right? When he got the ball out right, chop, and just slotted it in the goal. Really good goal. He's for me, I don't care if you can do step overs or whatever. As long as you can drop the shoulder, beat the man, still effective, you know? I think with Salah, you got to say how effective is he as a footballer this season, as Ankit was saying, and I think he's been very effective. He's had better season for numbers, but But this season for Liverpool, I know people say he's dried up and that kind of thing, but he's always a threat. If you get him down 1-on-1 with a player, you know, he's going to go. He's going to go. Even in the Champions League final, he can go on the right, get shots off, you know, cut inside. You can't control what a man's going to do because of the pace and because of his asthma, as they say, you know. But he's outstanding. He's outstanding. As a defender myself, I would find it really difficult marking him because he can just burst you and go. And I wouldn't say he's got great touch. He's not got the best touch, not got the best shot, everything else, but he's just effective as a athletic force driving at you over and over and over again. And as we saw at the 5-0, we were there, weren't we, Solo, at Old Trafford, and he really killed us, you know. So top player, Salah for me. Son is a plus for me as well. Always been a good player. I wouldn't say he's world class, but what I like to see is the guy is two-footed. And I love to see two-footed players. It shows. I don't know if you guys read his book or heard about him when he was young. His dad used to sort of like train him and really like ruthlessly train him until he can learn to juggle, learn to use his left foot, that kind of thing. I love that. And you can see now he's got the right. He's a good player to have in the team for that harmony as well. I imagine he's good to have in the dressing room. Seems like a nice guy as well. And he can drive at man. He can cut in left foot, right foot, equally shoot with both feet. So he's a top class player. He's good to the side. And as you said, no pens as well. So how many goals he got this year? He should be Golden Boot winner. There has to be. You can't just like leave it like that. And finally, I'm going to put Ronaldo over Kane. I've said for a long time now, we've even had a show on it where I said Kane isn't world class. That doesn't do enough for me. He can't get him behind. You know, that's why he keeps coming short. I think Spurs played for him, you know, in a way where he can get penalties and everything comes through him. He's more likely, you know, and he always think about assists now. It's because he can't sit the last man and get him behind, you know, and that's to me, that's not good enough. He relies on Song and the other guy on the right or whoever to get him behind defenders. He can't offer you that anymore. And I think eventually, like I've seen Harry Maguire mark him out of the game. You're talking about earlier about Virgil van Dijk and how he managed against the old school forwards who would pin you down and that kind of thing. He would get marked out of the game, in my opinion, against these old school defenders. And I just don't see him having that much of variety in his game. Granted, he can shoot with both feet. He's big and strong, but he's not outstanding, in my opinion. Ronaldo is. That goal he scored against Spurs this year, just superb. We were there. I just thought that was just tells you all about the player. I think his drive is good as well. At 37 years old, you can see the desire, enthusiasm still for the game. He's a winner, born winner. And to come back in the Prem and still get double figures and 18, 19 goals, whatever he got, to me, that speaks volumes about the player he is. I don't think he's the best of all time, as someone said earlier about how do you judge these players. I don't think he's the best of all time, no way. Pele to me is still the greatest of all time, no doubt. But Ronaldo, what he done in the Premier this year, deserves to be in the team of the year.
Okay. So, guys, thank you for everyone who's joined in the comments. So we've gone Alisson, Trent, Silva, Virgil, Cancelo, Kevin De Bruyne, Rodri, Rice, Salah, Ronaldo, Song. Is that the final lot, guys? Are we all happy with that, or does anyone want to change your mind?
That's a good team.
That's a good team.
Top team.
Yeah. There was only a few changes difference from, obviously they had Rodri in the team, they had Thiago in, they had Silva and Mane to what we've got. That's the only changes. So this is a subject it's a special subject, guys, and it's all to do on Monday. So there's 17 in the chat, guys. If you're new to the channel, hit that like, share, and subscribe button. But before you go to any other business on Monday, would you mind just going through some of these comments quickly?
Right, let's see, because we were on strikers, weren't we?
So hold on, you want to do this one quickly?
So Football Values TV, how you doing? He said, for me, Rich is right. Mane was amazing this season. Salah didn't turn up when he was required. Mane never really dropped his level this season. In my front three, I had Son, Mane, centre, and Salah on the right.
Mane didn't drop his level.
HG Gamer says Son needs to leave Spurs to win a trophy. If he stays, he's got no ambition.
Everyone needs to.
Wow.
Moss Sports Talk says no Salah, Rich. Wow, a bit shocked with you there. HG Gamer said Son is a way better player than Bowen. Son actually scares me when he runs.
Bowen is quality.
Bowen's a good player since bath time, but Son's on another level of output, performance, and quality. Anyone who HG Gamer says anyone picks Ronaldo, shocked. Bowen, Saka, Mane, all better than Son. That's where it started from, that little argument. Everyone is rating Son, and then they get the fire signs, so they're down with that. One more team here from Avid says Edson, Trent, Van Dijk, Ruben, Diaz. Oh, no one's mentioned him. Cancelo, Rice, Rodri, De Bruyne, Son, Kane, and Salah. And yeah, just one thing. This is a good comment here. Son dives equals Kane penalty.
Kane's the one who dives. Jesus Christ.
So just for any other business, what I was going to say, it's not for me to say. I've just any other business. Do you want to throw in a few names? Because we've gone through a lot of footballers here this season. And well, first of all, I want to ask you guys: what do you think about the standard of this year? Do you think the standard is the best it's ever been? And if not, and who's better than City? I mean, has there been a better team than City? 4 out of 5, 4 leagues out of 5 years in the Premiership.
I've got a very unpopular opinion on the Premier League.
Shit.
Right.
Crap.
City at one stage were 14 points clear?
Yeah.
I have a theory that the Premier League may, and I could be completely wrong and I'll put my hands up if it's a bit wild, may try to manipulate how the seasons actually run. You always kind of see that there's always something to play for towards the end of the season. Like when you look at the Arsenal Spurs thing, I called Tariq at the time. I was like, watch, Spurs will win this game because they want to make a title race, a top 4 race out of this. You know, I feel that's kind of maybe what happened with City and Liverpool as well, because realistically, a 14-point gap with City shouldn't really be clawing that back. So, and my other shout out is Patrick Vieira should be manager of the season. But yeah, that's another thing.
Yeah, another one. Good shout as well.
The thing with the 14-point gap, we had 3 games in hand, so it looks a bit. It's not really 14 points when you've got 3 games in hand. That's the thing, and you know the teams.
But you always rather want the points than the game.
Yeah. I'll get you, but when you've got 3 games in hand, you know, that's like 9 points, and the gap's smaller, isn't it? I mean, yeah, I just think the league's crap. I think the Premier League. I think the Premier. If it ain't for, I look at last season. Yeah, last season for me, Man City coasted to the league last season because Liverpool did challenge them. Yeah. So last season, Man City finished on 80 points and basically coasted it. The season Liverpool come back into it, they have to get in the 90-point gap barrier. It's just, if you take Liverpool and City out of this Premier League, it's not great. It's simple as that. This moment in time, Man United will be back next season, in my opinion. They can't be any worse. Put it that way. Arsenal, I think, are just going to be Arsenal and just be that team that are in that position between 4th and 8th. That's what I think of Arsenal. Spurs will be around the top 4. Chelsea will be down top 4. But I think teams will get better. There's so much money in the Premier League. There's so much money in the Premier League, but I do think it's a bit weak in some areas. It is competitive, but yeah, I think just Liverpool and City. I think it just highlighted how good Liverpool and City are in this league, and how far everyone else is behind. That's the problem.
Do you know what? I want to give Ankit this. Ankit, I have absolutely not picked any Chelsea player, but Jamie, to counteract that argument, look at how Real Madrid, the greatest side in world football ever to play the game, turn up against Liverpool, Manchester City playing counter-attack football. They come up and turn up against Chelsea at the Bernabeu, and Chelsea had a shocking season for their standards, really. And they still outplayed them. The only difference that separates Real Madrid and Chelsea was that 45 minutes where they capitulated in the first half at Stamford Bridge. But they should have won. Chelsea, and then you're seeing a 7th place West Ham side with a small squad making it to the semi-finals of the Europa League as well. Even a shocking Man United side, they're going through into the knockouts of the Champions League. And then you see Barcelona, they drop completely down into Europa League and finish 2nd. So I think the reason why there is the points difference between a Chelsea and a Liverpool and Man City is because Brentford can roll up and smack 4. This is probably one of in recent times where you can go across the whole Premier League and you can probably put one player in the best side out in the world. When you're looking at Rafinha, who's fighting relegation, he could get into the Liverpool or Man City side. You're looking at Newcastle now; they're coming in with Brazilian internationals in their side, and then Callum Wilson, who doesn't even get a sniff in England, and is a top striker. And then they look at Crystal Palace, the football that they're able to play and still be successful, and they're bossing. And you know what? Even against Liverpool at Selhurst Park, they were causing trouble. Michael Elise, I'm sure we would all take him. And then Wilf Zaha. So I think the league has risen so much that we kind of become normalized to it now.
You know, just to cut on that quickly, because
weak Europe is. I think it shows how weak the continent is. Maybe that's the thing.
But that's Jamie. That's down to the financial.
Yeah.
The financial.
Can I come in? Can I come in?
Yeah, go on, John.
Please. I mean, we touched on the Premier League. Right, I mean, for me, people are saying that the Premier League is the most exciting league and best thing in the world. In my opinion, I don't think it is, and I'll tell you for why. Because sooner rather than later, it's going to be a 2-horse race, maybe 3. Where you probably have Tottenham get involved in it as well under Conte, yeah. But it's always going to be Man City or Liverpool going to dominate that league. They're going to dominate that league, right? Where it really matters, yeah. And the other teams just going to be out of it. I mean, Arsenal might not make top 4 for ages. Tottenham will probably get top 4 next season under Conte. Chelsea don't know what's going to happen with them. Newcastle, right? Depends who we buy. I'm expecting us to finish in the top 6, top 7, or even top 8 next season, yeah? But it's such a strong league as long as you've got Man City, Liverpool's there, yeah? And as long as Pep and Jurgen are in the Premier League, I can't see anyone else, or maybe Conte, I can't see anyone else going to get above them. Do you know what I mean? But it's such a strong league. And you look at teams like Palace. Palace had a fantastic season, Rich. They had a fantastic season, yeah? We're going to be okay, yeah? Leicester are going to probably do slightly better under Brendan Rodgers, yeah? But I think as the Premier League is split into 3, you got the elite sides, you got the middle sides, and you got the 6 or 7 teams that are not good enough or probably struggle to stay in the Premier League. But yeah, a lot of people say it's exciting, but it's going to be tough. It's going to be real tough for you going to win a title unless you're Man City or Liverpool, and maybe it's Tottenham. But the rest of them, it could take years to actually win it. Even Man United, I don't know how long it's going to take them to win the title, but it's tough, people. It's tough, but I'll go over to you guys. I think the standard of football this season has not been great. It hasn't.
Last point, and my last question to say: what in any other league, a team like that spends as much money as Man United have done in recent years to finish outside the top 5? In any other league, no chance in hell, no chance.
No chance.
At the moment, though, with Man United, it's a bad decision. It's everything we do at the club at the moment.
Absolutely
Bad decision. It's been run really bad by the Glazers. All the Glazers are interested in is making money. You got to think in the middle of COVID, they took a bank loan out of 130 million, I believe, and then they went 2 weeks or 3 weeks later and then pulled out 120 million of that.
Wow.
So, you know, it's mismanaged, it's badly run. And I think they're in a situation now, the Glazers are in a situation where I think there was a small little protest before we played Norwich. They got worried. They valued the club at 4 billion. And straight away, the minute that protests happened, they then devalued the club at 350. So they know something's going on. They can't keep up now with the Newcastle, the Liverpool, and also the Man City of the world. So they've got to now probably... The club needs so much work done. There was a situation, apparently Ronaldo complained about the swimming pool wasn't done since he was last at the club. They all of a sudden they've gone and done that now. You got to think the club, they need so much work done to it as well. There's leaks, there's rats running around it and stuff like that. So they've run the club down to the ground to take every single penny out. So unless we have a buyer sooner rather than later, Man United will keep nosediving.
My point is having a player like Cristiano Ronaldo and spending 70+ million on Sancho. In no other league they finish outside the top 5. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's the disparity. And we know it's Man United's issue in how they've done that. But I've seen poorly run clubs still win league titles in all the European leagues. And I don't think Real Madrid are even the best run club in the world, but they're still consistently churning out trophies in those ways. You know what I mean?
Can I?
See, sorry,
two
I'll
leagues
just,
to
I'll
keep
just
an
make
eye
a
out.
big point. Oh, so please go ahead. Did you
I
want to have
was going to say 2 leagues to keep an eye out for. Serie A, because they're on the rise again. And watch out for Ligue 1. The standards
That's a
of
great
Ligue
point
1
because
now, the French league, is really picking up.
Yeah.
I
We've
think
got Ian
Serie
here
A
as
is
well.
one. Serie A is definitely
Serie
one
A
of
as
them.
well,
Like I think the context is very important. I know that we're all speaking about the Premier League, being not there where we actually expect it to be, but I think context is really important. Like if I'm talking about maybe Chelsea, Man United, Arsenal, this kind of transition have these kind of clubs seen in recent times? No. And especially Chelsea, I can really tell you, like, I know it might come across as excuses, but in one single season, we've got like 2 of our wing backs of arguably at that point in time the best wing backs in the country. Then we had basically, obviously, Tuchel had his personal issues. We had obviously, Lukaku doing what he did. Then we had as in Wolves game, I remember we literally had 10 outfielders, but still we were forced to play versus other teams were allowed to kind of take a break for whatever reason. And of course, the ownership, which was a huge bomb on us. So I think till the game that we had against Juventus, talk about Europe, we were in Europe, one of the sides, and we were champions of Europe at the time. And people are saying that we are favorites, and we were actually looking the part till December 1st. And things, really hasn't gone. It went really downhill. But that's the thing, right? Context is important. I understand that it is difficult to get that amount of competition versus Liverpool, Man City, and of course with Europe, maybe England, the Premier League doesn't help enough in terms of European scheduling, stuff like that. But it'll be unfair to say that other teams are not there in terms of quality. Come on, like I know 5 years is a long time, but it's always a cycle. It is a cycle, and I genuinely believe that clubs like Chelsea, Manchester United, Arsenal, and Tottenham that we are already seeing, I think will still challenge. There's so much quality, there's money, and every team has money. Declan Rice today doesn't need to kind of come to Chelsea, even though he loves Chelsea, right? Because he knows that West Ham are on the up as well. So I think that's the point I'm making. That I think it's kind of unfair on the comparison, and to say that it's dominated by Liverpool City is going to be this that way. And of course, Europe, I think it's Premier League, man. I have to blame Premier League. They don't schedule it well.
And also coming very quickly as well. I mean, again, a lot of people say this in my opinion as well, but the Premier League is a corrupt league. They only look after the big six, right? Now, I've got to be careful what I say here, sort of thing. The Premier League did not want to take over the Tottenham and Newcastle United. It took us 4 years to actually get through because they didn't want us to be a power team as well. They look after the big six, that's it. But now Newcastle got over, which you've got one now, makes it 7. I think it's great for the competition as well. But Richard Masters, the Premier League order did not want Newcastle to have a takeover. But in the end, he had to do it. He had to pass it through. And a lot of clubs, right, the 6-6, I'm not going to mention the team's names, but they're saying that they didn't want us to have a takeover. Daniel Levy, for example, right, did not want us to have a takeover. And I know for a fact that Spurs are not happy about it at all whatsoever. Sorry, we had 14 years of Mike Ashley, right? Unambitious, so we had to watch crap football and the Mike Ashley's all that shit, okay? I'm not going to lie, but at the end of the day, hey, we got our club back and hopefully we're going to start winning things now if we can. It may take 3 or 4 years to win things or get in the top 4, 5, 6 year, but we got our club back. I'm enjoying it, people.
Enjoy the ride. Enjoy the ride. We got the Glazers. They ain't going nowhere. Guys, if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. If you're old to the channel, hit the like button. Guys, I think there's about 52 in the chat. But we are going to wrap up here, guys. I'm really sorry we couldn't read out every single one comments. We're about 20 minutes behind, or maybe a little bit 30 minutes behind the show at the moment. But it was great having all these guys on. So, as always, guys, just look for these guys. Just go and subscribe to them. So, Rich, where can we find you?
First and foremost, thank you so much for asking me to jump on here, and I would definitely love to come back on again. Keep up the great work that you're doing here on the Man United agenda. You can find me on Eagle Eyed Football, so predominantly Crystal Palace content. We do have a Sunday night show called Get Out, where it's a fan calling show. Any fan can call in, and we're actually covering the Women's Euros as well, so look out for that in the next couple of weeks. Already got some videos up regarding some of the finalists.
Thank you, Rich. And definitely we'll get you on. Definitely. Let's get Harry up now. Let's see what he's doing. So where can we find you?
Thank you very much to you guys over at the Man United agenda. Big up Solo, big up Monty. It's great meeting you guys and a wonderful panel. once again. It was great chatting football, debating. Loved every single one of you and everyone in the chat who was enjoying it as well. We was having good debates there too. So yeah, you can go find me, Tariq Talks, over on YouTube. And yet Tariq Talks over on Twitch as well. I will be streaming in just under an hour's time. And also on my channel, I do recommend you subscribe if you want to see someone take on this challenge right there. The world's hottest gummy bear. So yeah, I know Jamie's gonna have to do one as well at some point, I'm sure, if he hasn't done it already. But yeah, big up everyone. And so yeah, do go over and subscribe to Tariq Talks right there. Thank you guys.
Thank you, sir. Johnny, appreciate you coming on as well, mate.
Thank you so much indeed, my guy. Absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much for having us on the day. And your channel's absolutely fantastic. And, you know, long may it continues. Okay. Where you gonna, excuse me, we're going to find us. Sorry about this. I mean, just recover. You can find us on John Sinclair TV on Facebook. You can find John Sinclair TV on YouTube, obviously, on Twitch as well. You can find us on... Let's go find us on Insta, which is John Sinclair 50, all lowercases, and Twitter, John_NUFC 42. So if you find us on the socials, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button as well. I do cast of content as well, which I really enjoy doing. I've got 2,677 followers, which I think is fantastic. And Niall in the chat as well watches this all the time. He's one of my mods as well. So big up to you and big up to all the watchers as well. Big up to everyone and really enjoyed it. So check us out on my socials. I do mainly everything. There you go.
Thank you. Thank you, John. Thank you. Let's go. Ankit, people know in the chat you've been here before, so we're going to put you last anyway. Sorry, Ankit. On Monday will be last because on Monday's got to do something in a minute anyway. I always stitch on Monday up as well. And I think you guys, if you want to go on banter Liverpool, you know where to go. Jamie's all in on the building.
Thanks for inviting me over Enemy
You're
Lines.
welcome,
I do
sir.
appreciate it. It's it's been great, mate. I'll tune into you definitely more often than my friend. It's been very good over here, and everyone in the panel as well. You know, T as well. T, great guy as well. Go and check him out. Go and hit his subs up, get him up to 1,000. Rich is almost near the 1,000, I do believe. So big up, Rich.
Very close.
Check him out.
904, 905.
There you go. And John as well. Great Newcastle content over there. Great.
Thank you.
Guys, I'm Jamie Phillips Football Chats. That's me on my YouTube channel. That's where you'll find me. I'm trying to get, my goal is 2,000 subs by the first day of the season. I'm on 1,600 right now. So I've only been doing it 8 months. So yeah, hit me up over there, guys. Mainly a Liverpool channel, but I always do top 6 watch-alongs as well, and loads of other debate shows on the channel. So yeah, come and check us out, guys.
Brilliant, thank you. And Ankit, sir. Again, Ankit. Got to give Ankit a massive shout out. I remember we bring an Ankit on the channel when I think we only had about 100 subscribers, and that's I think the last time Ankit came on. And Ankit, at the time, what was I doing? I think I was getting your name mixed up. What was I saying? What did I say?
I think I had my channel name kind of screwed up that time, and I'm like, after that, I decided let me change my channel name. I was called RCBN, and I'm like, no, I'd rather change my channel name like tonight. But yeah. As in banters and just fun apart, like trust me, like this is a channel to be. People out there, like again, as a solo brother just said it, OMONDI is there, TalkMU, they're like, these are some of the best people that I know in the footballing community, period, right? As in, it's not just that, they know their stuff inside out. So please, everyone watching, everyone, especially who's come from my channel, hopefully each and everyone subscribes to Man United Agenda and actually backs them. They cover content end to end. And just like them, they have been inspirational to me. I have to say that, not said that enough. But certainly they have been inspirational. And I remember that I was kind of, in that zone that what kind of content I do. I'm like, no, let me actually go with it. And I got a lot of backing and I create content. Yes, I'm a Chelsea fan, but I call myself Almighty Blues FC, a fan channel for all to see. And the objective of the channel is actually to unite footballing world. It actually is. And that's why I kind of have content literally from every league I cover the top 5 leagues in Europe. I cover the Indian football as well. That's on Almighty Blues FC. And you can check out the panel. Like, there are people from India, people from Europe, people from US and whatnot, right? Absolutely. And that's something that I really hope that everyone comes up and just unites. And I do have a second channel, and that's called Almighty Sports Plus. For any of you who must like a little bit of cricket as well, yes, we do football there as well, more international football, but a lot of content about cricket, other sports. If you're interested, definitely bring it on. And yes, you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram as Almighty Blues FC. And brilliant chat, brilliant panel. I would love to have another conversation soon.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, there's a lot of story. Well, pronunciation isn't a key for me. So when he first came on the channel, literally, I bodged his name up so bad. It was unreal. OMONDI, sir.
Yeah, so talking about pronunciation and that kind of thing. Ankit, you're doing cricket. I was just called Monty by Tariq there. My name is actually as in Monty Panesar, maybe. I don't know. You can see the resemblance. Yeah, I love the cricket. I'm watching a test match at the moment, so I will tune in. I just want to say, like, this is like alternative viewing. I really want to thank you guys for coming on. It's great to see. I mean, we get terrestrial TV, we get Sky, BT Sports, BBC, all these channels putting out sports content. But lately, I much prefer listening to you guys and tuning into you guys for alternative views. So we need to grow as a people, as a unity, community. Sorry. That's how we need to grow together and support each other. That's the main thing. We don't hate on anybody. Everyone's welcome. Tweet each other, boost each other up. That's what we need to do, because I think this is the future of people sitting at home or going out and doing their thing and growing as a channel. And we can take over all this terrestrial TV and all these big corporations out there and do it for ourselves, because we got eyes, we got brains, we've got ability. We can do it. So fair play to everyone representing out there, and wicked show. Really enjoyed it. And big up everyone's please be watching. Subscribe to every one of these channels out here and give them a boost, because they deserve it.
Definitely. And then there you go, Monday. New. I think I'm gonna say he's from your channel, right, Ankit?
Yeah. As in, again, like anyone, it doesn't matter for me, any channel. I would rather say that, like OMONDI put it, right? It's about just boosting it up. I think, again, a short story I can share. I lost my channel recently. I don't know if many people know it. And the kind of love that I got really proved me that, there is a footballing community out there in YouTube, which is probably the kind of unity I've never seen. And that's in my life. And I'm really meaning it. And that proves it. I'm pretty sure like a lot of your content creators who are on the panel, must have heard about it. But I think that's the thing, right? It doesn't matter where you are from. We all love the sport. And that's why we're here.
Bottom line, that's it. And like I always say, guys, just before every show ends, without the panels, without the guys in the chat, there wouldn't be a YouTube channel. A lot of people, this is sort of their go-to relief to get away from reality, to come on, listen to some of us talk. So that's why I always say, for us, especially on the Money Agenda, and for us when we bring people on, is about the respect and keeping sort of like the swearing, certain things we don't allow on the channel. And because we have people out there who dedicate themselves to what we're doing, so because they're taking the time out, we've got to respect them and give them the correct sort of content as best as we can, but be true to who we are within ourselves as well. And it's a community, guys, and we've only been doing this just over a year now. Just over a year we've been doing this, and we've met some fantastic people. Like, again, Rich, big up. Never met you. I've spoke to you on the phone so many times, and yeah, positive. Tariq, same thing again. I haven't really spoke to you, but I heard loads of things about you. Message you, talking to you.
Hopefully, good things.
It is good things. Always. John, same thing.
Coming from Brush, I don't know, mate.
I know exactly. Yeah, brush backhand, didn't you? A couple of times backhand. John, again, been watching you on MAISEY's channel as well, and finally we physically got you on the channel. John. Again, Jamie, I didn't even know you were in the WhatsApp group, and I reached out to you on Twitter, and then I realized you're in the WhatsApp group with us. So again, same thing, few conversation, big up. And Ankit, like I said, I've got nothing but respect for you, bro. I've got you all the time. Every time I hit your show and I make a little comment, you move away from every other comment and hit my comment all the time. So again, respect. So guys, if you like the content tonight, please hit that like, share and subscribe button, but please give these guys a subscribe as well. Make sure we're supporting each other. So from us at the Mania Agenda, we are going to pump another show up, because on Monday we'll be on tonight at 10 p.m. to do the takeaway. And in the takeaway tonight, you're going to have members only, I believe tonight you got a few people who are members only. So if you become a member of the Money Agenda, you get to go and sit on the Friday night takeaway, normally with Mr. B and TalkMU. But unfortunately, Mr. B is got our knees up. He went to our wedding yesterday and he's doing the candy and he probably pulled a hamstring or something like that. So Amanda will be doing the show tonight. And it will be joined by Matthew Bassett, Thomas, SHAH, United, and also his co-host as well, TalkMU. So, guys, from us at the Money Agenda, I'd like to say thank you to the panels for everyone who's come on and give us their insight of the team of the season, and hope you guys will then share this on to other people as well. So, from us, see you at 10 o'clock tonight, guys. So Amanda will be back. Thank you.
Take care.
Bye-bye. Take care.
Thanks,
Bye.
guys.